Good afternoon, and welcome to Season 2, Episode 9 of the Chargers Power Hour. I'm going to call this one, This May Finally Be the Year. Let's go. And happy 75th birthday to a Hall of Famer, Dan Fouts. JD, you want to hit that peacock drop? Shout out to the channel sponsor and the show sponsor, neonpeacockmerch.com. As I said, head up before we get into today's episode, make sure to head on over to neonpeacockmerch.com. Check out the latest merch drops available right now. Custom tees, hoodies, hats, coffee mugs, drinkware, pillows, framed artwork, apparel, you name it. It's all over there. Designed by Peacock, one of the best artists I know. Simply does some great custom work. So make sure you grab your Lightning Lad shirt, your LAC Jam shirts, your Gen Wealth neck gear, and much, much more. And if you need to get in contact with Peacock, just contact me and I can get in touch with them. And you can have your own custom stuff designed and put on the site to buy, whatnot. But on that note, welcome to Episode 9 of Season 2 of the Chargers Power Hour. All right, thank you, JD. On that, let me get to that. Well, we know we had a big signing a little earlier, couple weeks ago, David Njoku. Well, I'm going to call this David Njoku can unlock Justin Herbert. So on that note, that should be segment 1. To me, one of the most underrated storylines this season, 2016, is going to be the impact of David Njoku, the tight end we just signed. This could have, in this offense, an arrival means for Justin Herbert is he's going to have a tight end he can rely on in the red zone. I mean, the front office, Joe Ortiz and Jim Harbaugh and the rest identified needs and what we needed. And it was a tight end. Yes, we have Gadsden, but this is going to be a good tight end red zone threat that we needed. Hey, what's up, King D? Thanks for joining, my friend. Let me shout out the chat. King D in that. Hey, Booga Peters, I'll see you tonight, man. Thank you for joining, and I look forward to seeing you and Taylor tonight and having a good time, man. Hey, King, I'm doing good, man. Bolt up. I hope you're having a good day and a good week, man. I look forward to tonight, Booga. And thanks for King joining. But no, the front office identified a major opportunity and strength in the passing attack by bringing in one of the least most athletic and most versatile tight ends in the league in David Njoku. The Chargers are transitioning into a brand new offense with the Mike McDaniel system. Having a proven veteran like Njoku gives the Chargers a viable chess piece in this offense for Mike McDaniels and for Justin Herbert. And Njoku can move all over the field, so it's going to be a beautiful thing. And we're probably going to run 2 tight end sets, so it's going to be a wonderful thing with Gadsden, Njoku, and you got to throw in there Charlie Kolar also. I mean, what makes Njoku for me so dangerous? It's not just his size, but also his athleticism and his ability. And to create yards after the catches, what's going to be a beautiful thing for this offense, and with Njoku added to it also. I mean, his yak is there. I mean, we're going to have Vlad, QJ, Njoku, Harris, the works. This offense is going to be fun this year. But I love Njoku. You know, Njoku hasn't had he hasn't played with a quarterback like Justin Herbert. Yeah, he's had the massage Watson pause. He's had multiple QBs in Cleveland, but he hasn't had the caliber of QB QB that Justin Herbert is. So to me, this is a huge addition for this offense and for the Chargers offense in general. So, I mean, Njoku can become a quarterback's best friend for Justin Herbert. It's going to be a safety blanket. The tight end's always a safety blanket. So I'm hoping Njoku is that for Justin Herbert, along with what we have on offense. I mean, he can move the chains. He can do what this is what this offense needs. I mean, I thought last year we were going to make a move for a better tight end, but we had Will Disley and whatnot going through it. But no, this is going to be a fun year, I think, for this offense. This tight end looks pretty good. Hey, answer the call. What's up, man? Hey, thanks for tuning in. I'll be making sure to tune into your shows. I appreciate you joining. Yeah, but no, I mean, it's good. I think this offense in general, as a whole, with Njoku, is going to be an exciting offense. I mean, look at what we have. Look at what Mike McDaniel has to work with and what this offense in general has to work with. It's going to be, I mean, there's going to be targets to go around. I mean, I think it's just going to be an offense that's going to be a high scoring offense than we had last year. We're going to put up points, but as I stressed on other shows, our red zone offense last year was not that great. I think this year we're going to have a red zone offense that's going to be up there in the league. We're going to score points, but our red zone offense will be much better this year, I feel. And I think with the addition of Njoku, it's just the icing on the cake. I mean, I feel we have the chess pieces to do a lot of damage this year. It's just about staying healthy, but if we can do that, I really think this Chargers offense in 2026 could be a wonderful thing to watch and a wonderful thing for fantasy football and for the NFL to take notice of. Man, we're not here to play this year. Yeah, I think we will be the best. Yeah, I think, right. I think, if anything this year, to answer your question, is are we going to see the best version of Justin Herbert? I feel with Mike McDaniel, yeah, I think we're going to. I mean, trust me. I mean, we know what Mike McDaniel is going to scheme up for this, but I know to understand what he did with Tua and all that kind of stuff, but we're talking about Justin Herbert. We're not talking about El Concusto here. We're talking about Justin freaking Herbert. So I feel what Mike McDaniel / Justin Herbert can do, those two together, I think it's going to be a beautiful thing for this offense. But, this offense reaches its full potential in 2026, I think Njoku may end up being remembered as the missing piece that was missing in this offense. Now, there's going to be a lot of things. You got Justin Herbert, Quentin Johnson, Ladd McConkey, and Marion Hampton, and Njoku. It's just one more added piece of this offense. And to look how from last year to this year, what our offense looks like, to me, it's night and day. I mean, we didn't have an offensive line last year. We have one this year with our tackles coming back, with the addition of Biadish, with the addition of Slaughter. There's a lot of additions that we didn't have last year. That this offense could be a wonderful thing this year to watch. And for a Chargers fan, I'm excited. And I know a lot of people are excited for this offense. And if this offense clicks, it's going to be a fun one to watch this year. So on that note, man, I think the Chargers is going to attack on multiple levels this year, and I'm looking forward to it. What's up, Dennis? Are you going to give up on Gadsden? No, Dennis, I'm not giving up on Gadsden. All right. No. Njoku was signed for 1 year, $3 million that goes up to 8 in incentives. Gadsden, I feel, is the future. We're just bringing in Njoku for this 1 year. And then I think Gadsden's going to take the show. I think we're going to run 12 and 13 personnel this year, 2 tight end sets. So Njoku and Gadsden are both going to be players in this offense. So to me, no, I'm not giving up on Gadsden. We saw what Gadsden did last year. And to me, I know what the future looks like with Gadsden. It's going to be a beautiful thing. As I said, a lot of these things, these pieces that we got this year was to fit the Mike McDaniel schemes and offense. So if Mike McDaniels is here for 1 year, then you see all these deals that we made. If they're 1 year or 2 year deals, we can get out of them. But to me, hey, I would love him to stay longer. But truthfully, as my heart of hearts, I just don't see it. I think Mike McDaniels does get a job next year if he thrives in this offense. As much as I hate to say it, that's what he's here for. But I think he can do what he can do for Justin Herbert this year. I think he could unlock him. and I'm going to get to that in the next segment. Let's see. It's like Mike McDaniels is going to have fun with all those off. Oh yeah, with Hampton, with Mitchell. Oh my God, yeah, it's going to be a fun one. Herbert's arm strength alone. Yeah. Hey, Marco. Shout out to Marco from the future. Thank you for tuning in from Germany. I appreciate it, Marco. Yeah. Yes, sir. Yeah, what's good, Tino? Team leader Tino's in the house too. Thank you very much. Keeping the chat lit. I appreciate it. And I'm going to make this one a good one today. All right, JD, let's pull up. We just discussed about what I said about Justin Herbert. Let me pull up that MVP window. Yes, I said it. The 3 magical words. MVP. Let's go. All right. I'm going to call this one the Justin Herbert MVP window is wide open in 26. We know Justin Herbert last year got that one single MVP vote, but we know what he did without an offensive line. Come on. Now give him offensive line, time to throw the ball, also add Mike McDaniels and also add the additions. Come on now. Why can't Justin Herbert be in that conversation? This is what I know I'm going to hear about it, but you can clip this. I'm going to say Justin Herbert in 2026 will be in the MVP conversation. Clip that again. Yes, I feel that way with this offense, line healthy, and Mike McDaniels, and what Justin Herbert did last year. That's what I'm basing my opinion on, is what he did last year with 16 different offensive line combinations, and now having a healthy offensive line and the additions in the offseason, and a healthy Amari and Hampton. Come on, we know what Hampton did with what A-Chain did with Mike McDaniels. Come on, it's going to be bomb time. So I'm looking forward to this year. And I think this is it. So I'll get to it. So one of the most interesting storylines, 2026. What's up, JD?
I had to hit the drop. My bad. I had to hit the drop. You were cooking. My bad. I had to hit it.
Tino says, LOL, MVP. Dude has never been a top. Tino, yes, I know he's never been a top 5 quarterback. Don't get me wrong. Hey, Tino, I know my quarterback. Dude, did you see what he did last year without a healthy offensive line? 16 combinations last year, most in the NFL. He was sacked 54 freaking times, Tino. I ain't going to say anymore. But what he did, he delivered 7 wins also, too. Come on now, Tino. I ain't toot my horn because I'm a Chargers fan, but I'm saying fast. You give him a healthy offensive line, Tino, if not, you and I will talk. I'll say he's going to be in the top 5 of the MVP this year. That's it. He's going to be in the MVP talk. I don't give a shit. He still was in it last year, but look what he did. You know me, I'm going to speak my shit and speak some facts. And I'll let anyone speak their facts, but seriously, that's what I feel in my heart of hearts this year. Justin Herbert is going to be an MVP candidate. So on that, NFL.com, Bobby knows what, whatever his name is, recently highlighted Herbert as a quarterback whose stock is rising. And it's easy to understand why. Look what he has, Mike McDaniels, an offensive line. No, Mike McDaniel is known for maximizing a quarterback's abilities and the things that he can do and maximize those abilities. So I feel this is where Mike McDaniel is already working with Justin Herbert on his footwork, his timing, his technique, all those things that can improve and unlock Justin Herbert. So to me, all these things that he's doing to improve and help Justin Herbert. And that, because I remember Mike McDaniel said he gave 100 plays of Justin Herbert. Out many plays of him, went through all his games and broke it down to him in 100 plays. He's going to break down a lot of things that Justin Herbert hasn't had things broken down to him. So this is where it's going to happen. I mean, we've already seen what Mike McDaniel accomplished in Miami with Tua. I mean, he set Miami records. He set season records of. He led the league in passing, I believe, 1 year. We saw what he did. But I'm not comparing Tua to Justin Herbert, but I feel if I'm going to compare the two of them, I feel Justin Herbert is a better athletic, better quarterback than Tua. That's what I personally feel. Tua is a head case waiting to happen. So he's one hit from having his career over too. But Justin Herbert uses his head. He's got a better football IQ. And you look at the football IQ of Mike McDaniel and Justin Herbert together, that's a match made in heaven. That's all I'm going to say. I mean, he turned Tua into a Pro Bowler. You know, hey, what's up, Emil? What does Tino say? I think Hampton hurts his stats this year. No MVP quarterback has had an elite running back behind him. Hampton's going to steal his thunder. I mean, Tino, don't get me wrong. If this team wins, I don't really care who steals whose thunder. If we win, that's all that matters, man. I just want to get past the hump of that playoff exit early. I don't want to just walk into the playoffs and lose. I want to go into the playoffs in January and possibly go into February, early February. That's my goal. It's every single week, one game at a time, next man up, next team up. But to me, all those accolades, that's all comes at the end of the season. But to me, it's about the team W's and the team wins. That's all I want. I just want I'll start off with this. I want the AFC West this year. It's been since 2009. That's too effing long for me to see the freaking red, orange, or whatever from the Raiders or the Denver, Kansas City. I'm sick and tired of seeing that shit. I want to see powder blue lift that damn freaking title for the one since 2009. It's our time. Even JD knows he has the Chargers winning this year. I do too. And I'm not going to toot my own horn. I feel the Chargers have the opponent, all the combinations they need, offensive line, all the players we need to do that. We just have to stay healthy. I really think it's going to happen. I think it's a possibility this year. I ain't saying it's going to happen, but I feel this is the year that we can take that title. Screw the rest of the fucking West. Excuse my language. I'm getting a little heated. Tina goes, I think hers better. Oh, yeah, of course, yeah. Yeah, two is a head case. I think you're going to be in Chargers legit this year. I feel we can win the West. Peyton Manning. No, Peyton Manning never had a running back also, yes. But Peyton Manning, remember his playoffs. He started off 0-3. Where's Peyton Manning right now? He's in the Hall of Fame with 2 rings. So to me, I understand everyone saying about Justin Herbert this. He's 0-3 in the playoffs. And I was on the show last night. I remember saying on Stay Tuned Live, man, Peyton Manning was 0-3 too. And where is he now? That's all I gotta say. It's not. Does it stink? Yes, starting off 0-3. That is what it is. But to me, this year's a new year. 2025 was last year. New season. We have a new team this year. We have an offensive line, something we haven't had last year. So, as I said it many times, and even in the offseason, I stressed offensive line drastically in the offseason and in the draft. That's what I wanted. I think any Chargers fan last year, that's what we wanted. That's what we know we needed. But, man, this is why we got to play this game. I feel what Mike McDaniels can do for Justin Herbert. He can unlock him. His mechanics, all those footwork, all the things, small things he's working on. I remember they were talking about Justin Herbert last year was like 2.7 seconds. And they say Mike McDaniels, what he's been working on, he's cut that down drastically. He wants to get the ball out faster this year. So we're going to be seeing a lot of fast plays this year. So I'm looking, it's going to be exciting. This offense is going to be an exciting offense to watch, not just in football, but also in fantasy football this year. Because I know the fella backstage has been pumping out those videos, and the Chargers have been a feature on those videos, especially with the healthy offensive line and all that stuff. So I know the fella has been cooking up those videos as always. So as I said, head on over to the Hard to Start YouTube channel. Check out these videos. He's dropping dimes every single week, or whenever he drops them, make sure you get your notifications set for the Hard to Start, because JD is cooking. But man, on that note, as I said, I mentioned Joe Alt. So let me get to Mr. Joe Alt, and that the return of Mr. I'm going to keep Justin Herbert's jersey clean this year. To me, if you had to say, who are you going to get in free agency? Man, we really didn't need it. That piece that we needed just had to be injured last year. Tell him about Tully, man. I think, hey Tino, glad you brought Tully up. I think that kid this year is going to thrive. I think this is the year. I know every single year Tully's played, he has improved year in, year out on his sacks, etc. Man, I think Tully's going to get paid too. So that's going to be coming up very soon too. I know they're working on an extension pause for Tully, but man, I think he's the cornerstone of our for us, and we're going to build around him. I mean, you also add the fellas, JD's man, Hakeem Messidor, and they say he's been standing out as so much in camp. So he may be 25 years old, but as I said on one of the shows, we brought in a 25-year-old because we're a win now team. And I think Messidor is going to also be a huge piece to this Chargers team this year, and he's going to produce. But really, I'm excited. I mean, I'm going to get back because I feel Joe Alt is almost just like we had a late Christmas present. We didn't get to have him last year as much. We had him for, in and out of the lineup because he got hurt a few times. And when he was in that lineup, Justin Herbert was not hit. When he was out, Justin Herbert jersey was not clean, and he was always banged around, hit, sacked. Hopefully a lot of that with Alt and Slater back this year, it's going to be a huge difference this year. I really feel. I feel those two bookend tackles are when healthy in the league, a top 5 duo of tackles in the league. That's what I feel with Joe Alt and Slater when they're healthy. So, but no, I'm excited to see with Joe Alt back. I mean, I'm gonna get to that one there. So I'll say this: the return could be the Chargers' biggest offseason addition. We don't have to make an offseason. We're just getting him back into the fold. So when you talk about the Chargers' offseason additions, yes, we have Charlie Kolar, all the other, but the biggest one to me is the return of Joe Alt and the return of Rashawn Slater. And to me, having those bookend tackles for Justin Herbert back is going to be huge. Protecting Justin Herbert is going to be. Hey, shout out Emil, banged around. Yo, Emil, words that come out of my mouth, I know they need a pause, but my mouth runs so fast. I can't get those pauses out because I'd have to pause myself. That's why I need that pause shirt on all the time. That way I cover my ass, right? CMA, sorry about that one. But no, I think with Joe Alt being back, it's going to be a wonderful thing. I mean, you think about the coaches, the free agents, the draft picks, but not one of them is the biggest addition is Joe Alt and Slater back, I feel. After appearing in just 6 games last year and suffering a serious ankle injury that knocked him out for multiple games last year. As I said, he missed about 11 games. We're getting Joe Alt back. And they say he and Slater in OTAs have been excellent. It looks like they haven't missed a beat. But I know for me, having Slater back is a beautiful thing, but I know that injury that he suffered of the two probably does worry me the most of re-injuring would probably be Slater's over Joe Alt's, because Joe Alt's was his ankles. Rashawn Slater's was his knee. So that's where that's why I said in the draft I was more concerned about getting players that could play multiple positions, because we know how the Chargers are when they get hurt, and our offensive line is hard. So to me, is filling that positions, and we're doing that. But I think in the Mike McDaniel system, in the new offensive system, having the protection for Justin Herbert and also having the time to throw is going to be huge. And that's where Slater and Alt's going to come in. That's huge for a football team. When you have time to throw the football, we know Justin Herbert didn't have the time to throw the football last year. He was running for his GD life. How many times? Numerous times. That was the most amount of yards he's ran in a season last year, because he was running for his life with no offensive line to protect him. Joe Alt was drafted to be a cornerstone piece of this offensive line for the next decade. Yeah, we lost about half a season with him, but we saw what he did his rookie year. And to me, I'm like, this is going to be exciting. And that's why I say, to me, you look at Slater, you look at Tully, all the players that we drafted, they're great players. It's just it was injuries, but man, I'm really excited with these guys coming back. I mean, high draft picks. We have high draft picks on this line. We have 4 first-rounders too on this offensive line. But Alt has the size, the athleticism, the technique, enough to protect the edge and give this offense stability that every great team needs. And we have that back. And I'm glad, because that's even more encouraging to hearing that Alt described McDaniel's offense as freeing. I think that, freeing, yeah. And he was telling the coaching staff, putting players in position to maximize their strengths and their abilities. So Mike McDaniels, even if he's here for a year, to me, it's all the things that he brings this year for the players to learn going forward if Mike McDaniels is not here next year. But to me, it's the strength and the forcing the rigid holds, pause for the athletic tackle like Joel, and could be a major advantage for this team. Let's be honest here. Everything starts up front. A healthy Joel backing up a franchise quarterback in Justin Herbert is a priority. Getting a healthy Joe back in the lineup may end up being one of the most important developments of this entire offseason for the Los Angeles Chargers too. But sometimes the biggest additions isn't the player you sign. It's the star you get back, and we got him back, and we get Rashawn Slater back. And to me, I know I've mentioned it many times in the show about Rashawn Slater and Joel. To me, this team is going to revolve around the protection of Justin Herbert. Justin Herbert could be an MVP candidate, yes, but it all revolves around this offensive line, I feel. A healthy offensive line for Justin Herbert, amazing things could happen, so we shall see. But, shout out to the motherfucking chat. Yeah, you guys are keeping me busy today, but I'm liking that because it keeps it going. I like the interaction. I like the questions, so keep them coming. I'll try to get to them too. But no. All right, JD, you want to get that segment for the Justin Herbert, the history picture. Alrighty, it's gonna be there we go. So I'm going to call this one Justin Herbert's place in NFL history has already been secured. All right, there's a tweet out, and that's why I pulled up in the picture. One of the biggest reasons Chargers fans should be excited at the future is because Justin Herbert continues to accomplish things that very few quarterbacks in NFL history have ever done. As you can see that graph up on the tweet up there in the picture. Quarterbacks in NFL history with 5,000 plus yards and 300 plus rushing yards in the same season. Justin Herbert and the Kansas City Chiefs, Patrick Mahomes. End of the list. 2 AFC West quarterbacks. Then again, that's my boy, Justin Herbert. But hey, it's not too bad company to keep out there, Patrick Mahomes. As much as I hate Kermit, but I have to respect Kermit's game. And I'm going to call Patrick Mahomes Kermit this year quite a bit too. That's not hate towards the Chiefs. I don't have love for the Kansas City. I'm going to be toned down my hate a little bit. It's the off season. I can tend to lose that, but I'm trying to get better at trying to respect other teams' fan bases because I'm going to have those teams on my show, and I want to respect them just as I want them to respect my team also. So I'm going to try to do better this year on that. I can't promise, but I'm going to try. That's all I can do. Okay, so to me, as I said, think about this for a second. Justin Herbert and Patrick Mahomes are the only 2 quarterbacks with those stats. It's not impressive company, but that's a category occupied by 2 players that to ever play that position to do that. But what makes this achievement more remarkable is the combination of skills required to reach it. Plenty of quarterbacks can throw huge numbers. Plenty of quarterbacks can use their legs, create plays, but almost nobody has able to dominate through the air while providing significant on the ground the level Justin Herbert and Patrick Mahomes have done. We know what Justin Herbert's arm strength is and his elite arm talent, as I've mentioned in other shows. That has never been questioned at all. He can make every throw on the field, on every level of the defense. He fits passes into places I've seen other quarterbacks do, but he manages to get the ball there. Tight windows, pause. What's up, Marco? What's green and smells like bacon? It's a good one, Marco. I like it, my friend. Thank you. All the way from Germany, Marco. And I can't wait, Marco, to have you on the show when we're in Germany, when the NFL's in Germany, man. It's gonna be fun. It was a lot of fun last year rocking with you for that Germany game, and I look forward to this year, as do the whole channel. It was kind of fun. What's up, Crooked Commish? Yes, shout out to the Crooked Commish and the Chicago Clubhouse. Make sure to check out the Chicago Clubhouse. The Commish is a Bears fan. He's a die-hard Chicago fan. Much respect to the Bears. Much respect to the Cubbies. Crook, next year, you're coming on the show, man. And I'll happily come on yours. It's going to be fun because you're on our schedule next year. But make sure to check out the Chicago Clubhouse. He has one of the funniest guys on his channel, the Mouth of the Bay. And he's a 49ers fan. And I'll have him on my show this year along with JD and Bogey. But, man, the Crooked Commish and the Mouth of the Bay are wild. You got to check them out, man. Check out the Chicago Clubhouse on YouTube. It's a great channel. They got some great work and put out some great fantasy content and shows in general. If it's not baseball, if it's not football, they cover all sports just like our channel. But shout out to the Crooked Commish and the Chicago Clubhouse. And thank you for tuning in, Commish. Appreciate it. Yeah, Marco, we appreciate you, man. Yeah. Your stream is always a lot of. No, we like to have a good time, but man, Marco, you learn a lot of things. I mean, I learned a lot of things last year from you. I know a lot of German soccer stuff, but from the football context, I did learn a few things last year, and I appreciate that. But most, I appreciate you tuning in, and it's always a fun time having you on the show, Marco. No, but I feel Justin Herbert this year with this offensive line, Mike McDaniels, all our weapons. I think this offense is going to be a fairly powerful one. I mean, if you look at it, Herbert's arm talent hasn't been questioned. But what separates quarterback from being elite quarterbacks is defenses can simply take away the aspect of the game if you focus too much on stopping Herbert's arm. We know what his arm talent is. He'll move chains with his legs. We saw that last year. He ran for what? I don't know the number top of my head, but it was like 700 some odd yards. He was rushing for his life last year. I don't want to see Justin Herbert run that much this year. I know he's going to run some, but I don't see him running as much as he did last year, to be honest with you. But the fact that Herbert's name is being mentioned along Patrick Mahomes in the NFL record books, it tells you something you need to know about the caliber of player the Chargers have under center. These aren't stats that happen by accident, but they are a result of a quarterback who possesses rare physical gifts, elite football intelligence, and the ability to take over games in multiple ways. We know how Justin Herbert can take a team put it on his back and just sling the rock. I mean, I don't think the way our team is built this year, we're a well-balanced team. I see Justin Herbert thriving this year in the McDaniels offense, but this offense in general. No, Commish, it's my pleasure, man. You come on our show. I love it, man. The collaboration between our show, your show, it's always fun. And I appreciate you for tuning in, always in the chat. We appreciate you, man. It's a great team. And as I say, when you surround yourself with good people and good channels, good things happen, man. And I enjoy it. And I enjoy the friendship I have with you. And I can't wait to see you in Las Vegas, man. It's going to be fun. I mean, we've talked so much here and there. I've been on your show here and there, but getting to meet you in real life is going to be even funner, man. So I'm looking forward to Vegas. Too bad the Mouth of the Bay can't be there, but we know what's going on with the Mouth. But congratulations to the Mouth on his engagement and all that stuff. It's exciting news for the Mouth of the Bay. But, man, congratulations, Mouth. Maybe next year I can see you there. That'd be kind of fun. But I really do feel Justin Herbert could, as I said earlier, could be unlocked this year. And this offense is going to get unlocked. The whole offense in general, it's going to be fun to watch this year. But to me, the ultimate goal for every team is bringing home a championship. I know the Chargers have never won a championship. Yes, we won an AFL championship. I'm not going to go there. That's not an NFL championship, as I've been told on our channel. It's an AFL championship. So, but to me, the end game is a Lombardi trophy. Is it this year? I do not know. Is it next year? I don't know. But to me, that is what every team is, all 32 teams are striving for. And that's what I'm hoping for this year or coming up. What's Marco got to say? Think Mike keeps him away from the line with the play action. Hampton really is the X factor in my mind. Defense still going to be solid. Yeah, Marco, even though we lost Jesse Minter, do I think our defense takes a hit? I think it takes a small hit this year. But having the Chris O'Leary, knowing the players, knowing the continuity, I don't think we take much of a hit. I'm going to say maybe a slight dip, but I don't see much of a drop off. So to me, that's be fine. And what is it? But can Herb do it in the playoff? To me, Marco, I don't want Justin Herbert to be remembered as a great regular season quarterback. Don't get me wrong. I don't want that. I want him to be able to, hey, go into the playoffs, take the first win, get that monkey off his back. I think when he gets that monkey first win off his back, that's a lot of pressure off him because that's all that you hear about Justin Herbert. Oh, he's 0-3. He's got a donut afterward. Yeah, I understand that. But you know what? As I said, so did Peyton Manning. And where is he now? That's all I got to say. I'm not going to say it all the time, but I'm just saying, if you want to bring up the 0-3, I can say the exactly same thing about Peyton Manning. He's got 2 rings now. So to me, that's something, you can throw it in my face. It gets old, it gets stale. But to me, I'm not going to mention it anymore because it's facts. Yes, he's 0-3, but I feel this year he gets over that hump. So to me, that's how I look at it. But on that note, JD, let's go to segment 5. Crooked Commish, you're right, Lee. It's a good team over there. That's why I don't want to be part of it. I know with the clubhouse, but I can be 2 squads. Hey, man. Hey, Commish, you always have – I always try – I mean, when your shows are on, man, I always try to pop my phone or if it's my iPad because if it's – I always want to show love to your channel just as you show love to our channel. And I appreciate every time you coming in, even to my show, man. I really appreciate each and every one of you taking the time out of your day for something I didn't think about 2 years ago I could actually do. So I really appreciate each and every person that's taking their time out of the day to watch my show. And I try to do my best every single week to bring a good show. But I mostly appreciate the friendships and the subscribers on our channel that tune in regularly. I mean, we have multiple shows a week and we always have the same people. And I appreciate them for taking their time. I really do. I mean, King D would text me, man, look at Lee, I'm watching your show. I'm like, dude, you can always watch that on replay. Pay attention to the road, man. That's more important than watching me. But those small things to me mean a lot. And that's how I was raised. The small things mean a lot to me. For people taking their time out of the day, it means a lot to me. And I appreciate each and every one of you. And I want to say that. And that's a grateful thank you to me. And I mean that. I guess no 2020 vision. Hey, Marco. Hey, who knows? Marco, said that to me. Oh, my bad. This chat's lit today, man. I'm like, I got to keep track of who I'm talking to. Oh, man. All righty. JD, okay, wait. All right. Well, I know I touched on it earlier. Hold on a second. It's a little hot in here. I know I touched on earlier about the tight ends. Well, I'm going to call this segment the Chargers tight end revolution is basically.
Hey, you forgot the pause. You touched on the tight end.
That's why I said I need that pause shirt, man. You know what? You may have a screen in the background. I need a pause screen 24/7 because my mouth is loose, lipstick, chips. But thank you, JD. I appreciate it. Oh, man. This has been a fun show. But you guys got another live? Where are y'all chatting from? Tino, I have a live at 6:15 tonight. I'm going to be joining Booga Peters, and I'm going to be joining his show tonight for another Chargers show. And I'll give you a guest on that show. And you're going to head over to the Bold Splits on YouTube channel. They have Chargers content, and he actually has like Chargers players on his show and former coaches. Man, Booga Peters knows a lot of people, and he's got some great shows. So you might want to check out the Bold Splits over on YouTube. And towards the end of the show, I'll pull up the QR codes, and you can just scan them, and you'll have them. Because I don't want to say the name wrong or stuff like that, but I'll have the QR codes towards the end of the show. So let me just Yeah, clip that. Hey, man. Yo, I'm full of it today, man. As JD said to me backstage, Lee, be charged up. Be ready. I'm always charged and ready. Sometimes my battery just a little low, but the juices, paws are flowing today. So I'm having a good. The chat's lit. I'm lit, and I love it. I love it. I type bold splits on YouTube. Bold, Tino, BOLTZ, BLITZ. Bolt splits, all one word. But I will pull up. Yeah, there you go. Thank you. It's the top one up here is Bold Splits Uncut, and Electric Edge is another, and that's Taylor Bloom. They Taylor and Booga both work together. They do shows together. So there's and also you got JD's Heart to Start channel, and my boy Jay over on TikTok has his own information. He puts up charges content every single day over at Charged Up 81. So that's his TikTok QR code. And the two top ones are Booga Peters and Taylor Bloom. So those are two great Chargers podcasts that I do watch. And they put out some great content daily from the two of them and together also. But on that note, let me get back to this show. As I said, I touched on the tight ends earlier. Pause. It's funny that shirt. Okay, so for much of the 2025 season, the Chargers tight end room simply wasn't making enough of an impact on the offense. It wasn't the running game. It wasn't the pass protection or creating explosive plays. I mentioned last year, we could not create explosive plays for the life of God last year through the air. But this was a position group that needed a serious overhaul in the offseason, and we did that. We went out. We got one of the best blocking tight ends in Charlie Kolar. And we also got a little earlier David Njoku. But fast forward to the 2026 offseason for the Los Angeles Chargers, and GM Joe Ortiz has completely transformed this tight end room this year. Oh, this is where y'all are. This is a good team. Oh, Tina. Yeah, it's all good, man. But no, I mean, the first one came the addition of Charlie Kolar, as I said. While his numbers may not be off the page, so to say, but his value goes beyond the stat sheet. Kolar brings toughness, physicality, and his blocking ability, not that the Chargers really needed. I mean, his presence could immediately help both the rushing attack and the pass protection. They say he's one of the best blocking tight ends paws in football. So to me, this is another Mike McDaniel hire. So that's, allowing this offense to operate more efficiently and effectively. But Ortiz wasn't just done right there with that tight end room pause. After all the charges, we also landed David Njoku on a one-year deal that could end up being one of the most important additions of this offseason and unlocking this offense also. Njoku gives Justin Herbert another weapon along with Ladd, Q, Trey Harris, and all the other stars on this offense. But you have to account not just Ladd, Q. Now you got to account for the Njoku. Yes. You stay charged. You ain't got – hey, Tino, some days this battery is like not fully charged. But it doesn't take me long, man. Trust me. I'm grinding daily. I'm working daily. But I'm trying to pause a good show all the time. If it's not for wake your game up, whatever. I just want to produce. I got the best producer I could ask for, so I just have to do the rest of the work. But I have an amazing producer backstage, man. Y'all lit me up today, man. But man, and then you add Oronde Gadsden. We saw what he did last year as a rookie tight end. We saw flashes of what Oronde Gadsden can do. And yeah, and the addition of Njoku, man, he's going to learn things from Njoku. But I feel when Njoku's, if he's still here next year, I don't know, he's on a one-year deal. I think he's going to ball out in this offense, boss. And he's going to basically play himself into another contract next year, possibly. And I think that's what he's hoping for. I mean, and then, as I said, Gadsden, the Chargers have a complete tight end room. Kolar handles the dirty work. Gadsden continues to grow into a versatile weapon for Justin Herbert, and Njoku provides the proven playmaking ability on this offense has been missing. We haven't had a proven tight end for me since Antonio Gates. I mean, come on, that's just the name right there. I'll get to that a bit later too, and I have to bring that up because I'm looking forward to that segment too. But as I said, this isn't just an upgrade. This is a complete overhaul and a complete transformation for this Chargers tight end room. Pause. For the first time in years, the Chargers had a tight end group pause that can impact every phase of the game. And if these pieces and all come together at the right time, the way the front office has envisioned for this Chargers offense, this could become one of the most underrated position groups in all the entire NFL or in football. And Justin Herbert has more weapons, Greg Roman, than Greg Roman's versatility. And the chart, I said Greg Roman, I'm so glad he's gone. That stale, stagnant offense, man. I just don't have to worry about the Roman offense. I mean, it was like a Roman candle. It burnt its way down to the core. Gone. I'm just glad that man is gone. Hey, it was nice having you here, but man, you made watching football at times so boring. How the man plays boring. Now you go from a Roman offense to a Mike McDaniel's offense. Come on, that's night and day. This is going to be fun to watch this year. It sounds like there's a thunderstorm on the horizon. The news is calling it Hampton. Now, hey, Tino, as they call every single hurricane has a name. This might be the year. It's called Hurricane Hampton or Hurricane Amari, or whatever, man. But hey, if it's a storm, as the Chargers say, the storm is brewing and the storm is coming. So, no pun intended. We used that last year. The storm is coming. The storm is brewing. Man, I want to be a storm every single week. I want this Chargers team to thrive, to go high. I have high expectations, but you know what? Sometimes if you set your expectations too high, you get let down. I've been let down too many times as a Chargers fan. So that's fine. But I'm excited as much, just like any other Chargers fans are this year for this offense. Man, if we can stay healthy, I just feel anything's possible for us. That's what I feel. So I know the title of this show this week was, is this finally the year? I know everyone's going to laugh at me. Oh, you think you're going to lift the Lombardi trophy? I ain't saying that. I'm just saying the expectations people have, they feel we're in the conversation. That's why I called it, is this the year? I'm not saying that, but I'm saying, but the expectations that are being put on this offense and the Chargers in general by all these pundits and people saying they can be something this year. Well, let me get to that. JD, you want to pull out this? Is this finally the year picture? The one with Herbert and, Coach. There you go. Thank you. Well, NFL.com recently ranked the Los Angeles Chargers as the 5th team most likely to win their first Super Bowl. And honestly, it's hard not to argue against that assessment because of the places that we have. As I said, I'm not saying we're going to win, but this is what a lot of people are saying. Now, I know you can clip that. This is what I called it. Is this finally the year? But since Jim Harbaugh has arrived, the Chargers have gone 22-12 in the regular season, bringing stability, toughness. Hey, what's up, King D? Other 4 teams. Who are the other 4 teams? Jesus Christ, dude. What was it? The 4 teams. Oh, they had the Chiefs there. They had the Buffalo Bills, Ravens, and the Rams. Okay, King, your team is one of them, buddy. I know you and I are going to have a nice show this year when it's the Rams Chargers. And who are, yeah. Oh, I'm talking to Tino. Dear God, I'm having a day. This chat's lit today. You guys are keeping me on my toes. I love it. But, man, this year, this chat today is absolutely lit. I'm loving it. It's keeping me on my toes, man. Hey, but I'm not always kept on my toes all the time, but today you keep me there. Ravens and Chargers should be 1-2. Tino, it's going to be interesting to see what the Ravens do this year with Minter. I mean, I think their defense is going to be solid. But are we going to – to me, about Lamar Jackson, gets to the playoffs, right? Gets there. That's a great thing. Like Justin Herbert. Always chokes in the biggest moments. Are we going to see another choke artist from Lamar Jackson? I'm not saying it's going to happen, but hey, somehow he just can't get over that hump. Is this the year? Who knows? But to me, I don't want to think about that because that means we got to go through the Ravens. Hey, Jesse Minter knows our team quite well, knows our players, but hey, I'm not going to get into that. I'm not worried about it. I ain't get to the regular season yet. But but as I said, Jim Harbaugh is 22 and 12 in the regular season, bringing stability, toughness, and a winning culture back to Los Angeles. Or should I say Los Angeles / San Diego? Because I know there's a lot of fans that are not happy that we moved to LA. But now the conversation shifts from regular season success to postseason results. We haven't had that postseason results. We've been there 3 times, and we haven't succeeded those 3 times. So to me, that's why I feel this year it's going to that 0 for 3 will change. Knock on wood, I hope so. But the biggest reason for optimism remains Justin Herbert. We've seen flashes of greatness throughout his career, but 2026 could be the year everything comes together for this Los Angeles Chargers offense and team in whole. Come on, we got Derwin James locked down. We got all our studs back. Come on, let's go. I'm looking forward to this. Mike McDaniel taking over the play calling duties. The Chargers offense has the potential to become one of the most creative and explosive units in football this year. Add in a healthier, improved offensive line, and Herbert could be set for the rest of his career or this year. But going forward, he's going to learn something from Mike McDaniels. And I feel take this, learn it, and grow with it. You're not going to have him forever, but take what you can learn while you have it and grow. I mean, for their career, you learn something from every different coach. To me, this was a coach with a mind. Let's go. That's what I want. I want him to thrive this year. I think he's going to. But defensively, the Chargers have been one of the most consistent units over the last 2 seasons with Jesse Minter. Yes, Jesse Minter's gone. However, the departure of Minter creates a major storyline, as I said earlier, heading into the year. Do they think the Chargers defense is going to slack up? I personally, do I think it's a big tail off? I don't. I just think it's a small drop off. Not a big one like people are thinking. I really don't, because of the continuity. Well, Chris O'Leary knows of the players. I don't think it's a big drop off. Excuse me. As I said, with the creativity and the explosive units of football, add a healthier, improved offensive line, a Herbert could set up for his career. But as I said about the defense, the new defensive coordinator Chris O'Leary inherits a talented group, but maintaining that level of excellence won't be easy. I'm not saying he's a Jesse Minter. Okay, don't care. Chris O'Leary and Jesse Minter are totally different coaches. Jesse Minter is a great defensive mind. Chris O'Leary was here, 2 years ago? Back in 2023 he was here. And he was running the secondary. And I feel our secondary this year is going to be much more improved this year. But the defense, as I really do feel, it's going to take a small, I wouldn't say a drastic setback, maybe a little down, a little lower than last year, but I don't see much of it. I think it's going to be fine. But when you look at the full picture of the Los Angeles Chargers, we got the ingredients. The ingredients are there: the elite quarterback, proven head coach, a stronger offensive supporting cast, the defense that has already shown that can compete with the league's best. We have been ranked up. Our defense has been ranked up there. So it's not like Guccini says, Tony Jefferson was a good morning football, and he spoke on how O'Leary turned around the – I think it was Western Michigan. I remember saying that on a show, JD, when we first hired him. Remember the show when I talked about the offensive and I talked about Chris O'Leary? I remember that. He took one of the worst defensive groups and brought him to one of the next season, one of the best in college football, and that was, I believe, at Western Michigan, if I believe. I could be wrong, but I know it was in Michigan. I think it was Western Michigan. But, yeah, he did turn around that program. But, that's college. This is professional football. So it's a different thing, but we shall see. But we shall see what happens here. I mean, the question is, for me, whether the Chargers are talented enough to contend. The question is whether they can finally put all those pieces together that matters when it's the most, and that is in the playoffs. So, Chargers fans, what do you think? Is this finally the year the Bolts make a Super Bowl run? Bring that first Lombardi franchise in history? I pray. But to me, let's just get the monkey off the back, get in those playoffs, and move into January, move into February. And if we hypothetically get to that dance and get to that game, we take it as it comes. But I want to take my first goal this year is the AFC East. My second is to get into the playoffs. And whatever comes after that, to me, is just icing on the cake. I just want to get the monkey off Justin Herbert's back, get that playoff monkey off his back, and continue to grow. As I think the more we grow as a team, we've shown improvement every single year. So I say, why not us? As Jim Harbaugh says, who's got it better than us? Nobody. I know a lot of people don't like that and they get annoyed, but first time I've said it on the show. But man, as I said, on that one, is this finally the year? We shall see. But as I said, in order to say this is finally the year, we got to stay healthy. And that's been the Chargers, to me, the biggest curse for this Los Angeles Chargers team. It's injury history. You look it up, injury. I'm hoping this year is a better year. So knock on wood, it does not happen. But now I mentioned a little earlier about a tight end. And his name is Antonio effing Gates. Now, man, this man, Hall of Famer, to me, I've been asked several times, Lee, who do you think is the best tight end? I mean, I saw Gronkowski play in New England. I've seen Kelsey play. But what Gates did with Phillip Rivers, I know at that time you had, who was it? The one for the Chiefs over there. I can't remember the name. I don't want to think about Kansas City Chiefs players, but, he's a Hall of Famer too. But no, to me, Antonio Gates, I feel, is a top 3 tight end of all time. That's just me. I'm being a Charger lover. But I feel Antonio Gates is a top 3, I'd say top 5 tight end of all time. I mean, you're gonna have Kelsey up there. You got to have Gronkowski up there. We got a Chargers legend. We got Calvin Winslow up there too. I mean, but to me, I loved Antonio Gates as a Chargers fan and a Chargers player. I mean, we saw what he did. We went 14-2 that year, one year, and that was a year I thought, man, we had the best offense and the best defense. You can have the best offense and defense in football, but you got to win. And then that was a year it was rough. We lost to the New England Patriots. That was a rough one, man. I don't like those New England Patriot playoff games. It's something for me I'm not a fan of. But, shout out to Mark Davis and the New England crew back home. That's all good. But let me get to the gold standard. I'm going to call this one the gold standard. Antonio Gates still stands alone. Alrighty. So a few players in NFL history have redefined the position the way Antonio Gates did for the Los Angeles Chargers. Back then, it was the San Diego Chargers. Now it's the Los Angeles Chargers. But, hey, man, if it's San Diego or Los Angeles, I know that ruffles a lot of feathers. I'm sorry to that, but, it's the Los Angeles Chargers now. But a former collegiate basketball player standout, Gates made one of the most remarkable transitions from basketball to football, transferring itself into an unstoppable force on the football field. We saw what Gates did. I mean, some of those plays, man, he'd go up there and he had no fear. But defenders simply couldn't counter and he could become one of the best security blankets he was for Phillip Rivers. And a nightmare for opposing defenses, man. That was one thing. It was Gates. Oh, I'm trying to think. JD, who was the Kansas City Chiefs tight end back in the day? Was it I had the name. I'll have to think of that. My brain's just thinking too much. But to me, whether it was a crucial third down or a game-changing red zone possession, Antonio Gates constantly found a way to win. Defenses coordinators threw double teams at him, bracket coverages, and very imaginable schemes in his direction, but his ability to create separation and dominate on the field, catches, man, he was unmatched. It was one of my, to me, growing up as a Chargers player, I'm going to have to say it was Gates and Phillip Rivers were my favorite Chargers players growing up. I would say that whole Chargers team in general was my favorite. I mean, but I always was a Rivers fan, man. I wouldn't take that 17 jersey off my back. I'd wear it no matter where I went. That was a boy, man. That was the gunslinger. That was Phillip fucking Rivers. That is to me and will be. I feel I'm going to say this right now. I feel Phillip Rivers is a Hall of Famer. I know a lot of people don't think he is, but if you based, I'm going to get off topic here. If you based it on stats alone, Phillip Rivers is a Hall of Famer. Yes, he doesn't have a ring and all that kind of stuff, but look at his stats compared to some of the other players that have no ring. Phillip Rivers does deserve his time in Canton. I hope that one day does come for him. And I think what he did last year for the Colts, I think for a 40-year-old man coming out of retirement, still slinging the ball around, hey, man, he still got it. But hey, that will always be my favorite quarterback growing up is Phillip Rivers. Man, on that note. But no. Over 16 legendary years. Come on. Antonio Gates hauling in an incredible 116 regular season touchdown receptions. That record not only stands the most in franchise history, but it remains the defining benchmark for excellence in Chargers football. When the conversation turns to greatest pass catchers ever to wear a Bolts uniform, Antonio Gates is just part of the conversation. He sits alone at the top of the mountain. That's why I say he's the gold standard. He's a Hall of Famer, a record holder, and a Chargers legend. To me, there will be no ever another Antonio Gates. There's only one AG, and that's Antonio Gates, man. But that's when Chargers football was fun to watch. Phillip Rivers, LT, Gates. That offense was that was Marty. It was Marty ball. And what happened to Marty? He got freaking fired right after that season, going 14-2. I've never seen that in football. You take him to the playoffs, oh man, bye-bye. 14-2, man. I'll never understand. Sometimes I wonder about that, but it's the past. But it's one of those things I always wondered about. Rivers is in their best quarterback. Tino, I really feel he deserves to be in there on his. I know many people always say it's rings and stuff like that, but I'll say one thing: you name one quarterback that played a playoff game with a torn ACL, the whole freaking game. Phillip Rivers did that against the Patriots. Yes, we lost that game, but to me, I always say this: he was one tough son of a SOB. That's all I gotta say about Phillip Rivers. But he could trash talk with the best of them. Excuse me, tongue tied. But no, man, that was a good time, Phillip Rivers football. But man, we went from Dan Fouts, Drew Brees, and then to Phillip Rivers to Justin Herbert. So to me, the Chargers really haven't had too many quarterbacks, or a quarterback carousel like some teams have, like rotating quarterbacks left and right. We've had the continuity of having quarterbacks year in and year out. So the stability of the quarterback position for the Chargers has been pretty good. It kind of reminds me of the Green Bay Packers with Rodgers, Favre, Rodgers, and Jordan Love. Shout out to the Stay Tuned Live and the Packers podcast over there. I mean, the continuity of having a quarterback for a certain amount of years, it keeps it in-house, and it's good. There's not much turnover, but there's the continuity. But that's, for me, you look at the Green Bay Packers, the Los Angeles, we don't go through quarterbacks like some teams. Look at the Atlanta Falcons. Look at the Cleveland Browns. How many times has the Cleveland Browns changed their quarterback? Man, I've seen it. I think online you see it, a jacket with all these names. It's got too many names to list. It's kind of crazy. Yeah. It was hard to. Yeah, Tino. But that Tino, that was that football then was wild, man. Peyton, Rodgers, Brady. Yeah, that was football. But if you look at football then to football now, and it shows how much the game has changed. Back then you couldn't hit the quarterback. Man, you hit a quarterback then, there's flags everywhere. Now it's like, oh, you touch the flag. I mean, football back then, man, was football. Now it's like, it's almost like playing flag football at times too. But JD, now this section here, this segment is dedicated to the fella backstage. JD, my friend JD Guccini is big, paused, and high on Brenen Thompson this year in the fantasy world this year. And I know he'll probably be bringing that in one of his videos this year, or if he already has, hey. But man, the fella, this one is for you. So I'm going to call it lightning in a bottle, the Brenen Thompson effect. As we can see here, this was Brenen Thompson at Mississippi State. 40 games, 1,557 yards, and multiple touchdowns on that. Yeah, he did what? He had So I'll start it off. The fastest player in the 2026 NFL draft arrives in Los Angeles carrying an elite speed, explosiveness, and play-making ability. That's something that we're one more added player to this Chargers offense this year. And the kind of vertical threat that immediately commands attention from opposing defenses. Throughout his collegiate career at Texas, Oklahoma, and at Mississippi State, Thompson built a reputation as one of the nation's most dangerous deep ball weapons paws, capable of turning a routine play into a highlight reel touchdown. Man, I'm hoping I see some of that this year when he gets integrated into this Chargers offense this year. QB sucks because they don't have enough time to. Yeah, you're right there, Tino. You got to play a rookie year, and if you lose your cut, yeah, I mean, Tino, what's your thought this year with the Raiders? And as I said, I'm saying the Raiders. I'm not saying what I called them last year. I'm saying the Las Vegas Raiders. Do you think Mendoza starts, or do you think it's Kirko this year? Do you think he starts out the season? I wouldn't be doubted. I could probably see Mendoza playing around week 4 or 5, possibly, depending on the Raiders if they're in or not. I don't know, but I ain't worried about that team. But I'm just saying, if you say, I think to me, if you're going to grow as a player, I mean, he's a number 1 pick. I'm not saying throw him out there right away, but I feel the Raiders are going to want to see what they have with Mendoza. Do they throw him out there around week 5 or 6, or do they hold him to the middle of the season? I don't know. I mean, I'm interested to see what they have in Mendoza. I think he's got the talent. I mean, he's not a number 1 pick for a reason, but we shall see. Yeah, so you look at that's why, yeah. But the Raiders know the fans want to see him, and the fans pay yeah, exactly. So to me, I thought, hey man, he may work his ass off during the offseason because you look where he's from, Miami, Florida. Where do the Raiders play week 1? Miami. I don't know if it's in Miami or if it's with the Raiders in Vegas, but man, it's his home team. But hey, they're doing what's best for their team. Does he play week 1? Who knows? Is it Kirk Cousins? Possibly. But hey, man, Mendoza's got a lot to work for. And hey, if he wants to be in that week 1, I know he's got the talent. He possibly could do it. But we shall see what happens. But hey, as I know, Hakeem Mesidor, he got him a few times in that national championship game. And if Mendoza steps on the field, I hope he makes him a pancake blanket himself this year. So I'm looking forward to that. I mean, I got a few shares of Mendoza this year in fantasy football, so we shall see what happens. But as for Brenen Thompson, he had a breakout in his 2025 campaign in college. Nothing short of spectacular. He led the SEC with 1,054 receiving yards while averaging an impressive 18.5 yards per reception. Thompson's proven he wasn't just fast and elite. He was productive every time he stepped onto the field. Defenses were faced with to account for his game-breaking speed and ability to score from anywhere on the field. So that's a plus. I mean, I'm looking forward. I really think Brenen Thompson in this offense, when he gets acclimated, the plays that Mike McDaniel brings up, and this is a Mike McDaniel pick. We know Mike McDaniel wanted this player. So to me, hey, he wants to make Mike McDaniel proud, and I think he's going to. I think it's going to be a fun year. But also for Justin Herbert and the Chargers offense, it's one more added weapon, but a weapon with speed. Yeah, we have Quentin Johnson, we have Vlad, we have Trey, we have KLS. But you add Brenen Thompson's speed. He was probably the fastest. That was the fastest in the draft. So, but Thompson's more than just a straight line speedster. He has the ability to accelerate through jet sweeps, separate crosses routes, track the football over the shoulder, and create yards after the catch, something the Chargers lacked last year. I know we had Q, but I think this year's offense, there'll be a lot of yak. So a lot of opening space underneath for the rest of the offense while creating more opportunities for explosive plays downfield. As I touched on a lot of times, pause, this was not a lot of explosive plays last year, and I'm hoping there's a lot more explosive plays this year, and that red zone offense is a lot more fun to watch this year. But Thompson is more than just, as I said, the Chargers didn't just draft another receiver. They added a player with the potential to stretch the field, ignite the crowd at SoFi Stadium and any NFL stadium this year, and provide Justin Herbert with a true home run threat every time he draws back to pass. Because I'm saying if Justin Herbert has the time to pass this year, something he did not have last year because he was pressured and sacked so much last year, you really didn't have the time to step back and throw the ball because he was always under pressure. And I feel with this year, having that offensive line and having those tackles back and add Biotish, add Slaughter, add all the weapons we have on the offensive line this year, it's going to be a different story. I feel giving Justin Herbert that time to throw the ball, analyze the defense, I think he's going to thrive. But as I said, the powder blue era begins now with Brenen Thompson. And if his college career was any indication, the Chargers fans should get ready to have plenty of fireworks this season. Speed, explosive, and he's a game changer. And I'll say this about Brenen Thompson. When Brenen Thompson's on the field, every snap has touchdown potential written all over it. And I say, oh God, if you have him in fantasy football this year, to me, he's going to be a sleeper. I really think he's a sleeper pick this year for the wide receivers. But I know JD probably, if he's done a video with him already or he has one coming up, as I said, check out the fella on the Hard to Start channel and all his wonderful videos. Now, as I said earlier in the show, happy 75th birthday to Dan Fouts, man. Shout out that I just wanted to leave that up. Now, there's a few news and notes here. JD, you want to pull up that news and note picture? Wrapping it up pretty soon. There we go. So, as I said, Chargers offensive line coach Butch Barry on Jake Slaughter's move to guard. He's doing center. He's doing guard. He's doing a lot of things, and he's been great to work with. Now, also, the player that we got over from Detroit, I have been seeing that he has been playing left tackle in all of OTAs pretty much at left tackle. So that's going to be a good thing. But I don't know if he's going to start. But as I said, having that versatility of players playing multiple positions, left tackle has been an issue for us. So that's going to help us. But also, I know A.J. Brown went to New England Patriots. Don't get me wrong. But they did say this. A.J. Brown reportedly had interest. He was interested in the Los Angeles Chargers, but the Los Angeles Chargers were never interested in A.J. Brown. So I remember saying on one of my shows, oh, we have interest in him. That was a blurb that was out there. Yes, the Chargers were interested. A.J. had interest in them, but the Chargers didn't reciprocate that feeling that, because I think they had Quentin Johnson on their roster already, and they had to make that 50th decision. So I think that also played into it. But I did see yesterday that cornerback Tarheeb still switched his number from number 29 to number 4. All right. That's all on the news and notes. JD, you want to put those QR codes back up? So let me give a shout out to these 4 wonderful channels. I'm going to start off with the fella backstage at the Heart to Start podcast, kick-ass shows, whatever he does. The Bolt Splits Uncut, Booga Peters, and also Taylor Bloom, who's got the Electric Edge over on YouTube, her own channel. And shout out to my boy Jay on the Charged Up podcast. So you can clip that. I want to put that on social media for them so they can have it. But no, check out the great content. But I know the fella, what he does on Wake Your Game Up and does for our channel, I appreciate it. We all appreciate it. But man, you kill it, and you're the best producer for me. And I couldn't ask for a better producer of the show, but I couldn't ask for a better friend also. So on that note, as I said, if you're following me on X, TikTok, Instagram, Facebook, I just want to truly appreciate each and every one of you for the support and the constant love and support you gave me in the comments and all that kind of stuff. And today you kept the chat lit, and I appreciate that. What's up? Shout Lee, big Ola never gets love. Yeah, Tino, man. My next show next week, I'm gonna focus on the O-line, man. I'm gonna do that. I am. Don't. Yeah, I get. What's up, Johnny Mittens? Shout out to Pat's Nation. Hey, Johnny. I don't know, man. If you want to send a video for the on Patriots Week, I'll happily play it, man. If you want to send a 15-minute clip and talk your shit about the Patriots Chargers Week, man, it'd be kind of fun. Thanks for tuning in. And that's another subscriber that's always there when our shows is Johnny Mittens. Shout out to him. And are you coming, Johnny? If you're coming to Vegas, man, I look forward to meeting you if you're there. And thank you for tuning in. But as I said, on that, I appreciate all the support, and I'm trying to bring as much content as much as possible, a weekly show as much as possible. But as I said, check out JD, Booga, Peters, Taylor Bloom, and also my boy Jay over on TikTok. I mean, they're putting out great content daily, weekly, great shows. So there's all the channels. Just scan them, like, subscribe, whatever you got to do. But they're great content creators. They put out great content. I appreciate each and every one of them. No, Tino, one thing about me, that's one thing I've never got. Don't play craps. Don't play the tables, man. Me being British, man, my father was a gambler, and that's something I want to stay far away from. Man, I may have something. I don't want to lose it all, man. I told JD and the boys about my uncle in England, and he put all a trifecta on the horse race. And he goes back in there, puts it all down, and loses it all. My father wanted to kill him, man. So to me, I know my family genes, and that's something I want to stay far away from. I know I'll be in Vegas, but I'm there for a 72-hour business trip, man. To have some good times with the fellas and have a good time for a fantasy football trip. No, man, it's all good, Tino. You know what? Hey, what do they say? My dad told me that story. He goes, don't go down that path. I'm like, nah, man, I know that shit, you know. My family's some wild shit. But also, while you got that, make sure to tune in this week on the Gen and Wealth. We're going to have multiple shows this week. JD and I will be bringing the CFL championship. So the UFL championship. Also, the CFL we're covering now. And we're also going to cover the World Cup. So I know everyone loves the World Cup. Now, I have, for me, I'm a dual citizen of the United States and Great Britain. But I was born here. But my love for football and soccer, I played 28 years. I live here in the United States, but man, I want to see England win. But I'm going to root for the United States too. So I got two teams, but in my heart of hearts, I want to see England win because I feel they have a better team. But on that note, JD and I and the crew, we're going to have the first World Cup game on Thursday. I believe it's South Africa. I think it's Mexico and South Africa, if I'm correct. And then also we're going to have on Friday the United States versus Paraguay on the Gen Wealth YouTube channel on this and the Heart to start, and also probably on neonpeacockmerch.com. So on that note, we'll also have Wake Your Game up on Friday, and I'll deliver all the fantasy news, injury reports, and whatnot. But on that note, thank you everyone for tuning in to Season 2, Episode 9. This finally may be the year. I hope everyone has a wonderful rest of the day and a wonderful rest of your week. Bolt up. And also head on over to Bolts Blitz tonight. I'll be over on that as a guest tonight. And I look forward to joining them tonight. And have a wonderful evening. JD, thank you, my friend. As always, have a blessed day, everyone. Bolt up.
Yeah, I'm getting it. School of hard knock. I'm the mascot flipping shit.